really liked this role because I thought that the world of college admissions was interesting. It's something that stresses people out on every side of it. It stresses young people out. It stresses parents out. It stresses out the people who are responsible for it. And I thought there was a lot of humor in that. And I also just liked that it was a character who was really smart and had a lot going on that way, but still kind of had some things to work out emotionally. Portia meets John. He says he's knew her in college. She has no recollection of him. She goes up there, all business, wanting to just get in there. But I mean, obviously, a person you get there and you see that it's Paul Rudd, there's something in the back of your brain that's like duly noted. This person looks like Paul Rudd. And I think she ends up, she goes to stay that evening. She has to stay at her mother's house because her mother lives close by, and it's a little bit of a nightmare. And so he calls her up. John calls Portia up and says, "Can I take you out to eat?" And she says yes, partly because he's Paul Rudd, and partly because she wants to get out of her mother's house. She doesn't realize that he has this whole other reason for taking her out, which is that he wants to try to hook her up with this kid that he thinks is her son. And then pretty early on in the movie, she misreads his intention and tries to kiss him. And from there on out, there's a lot of confusion about what they are to each other. They kind of appeal to each other because they're such opposites. And I don't know, maybe they end up together? Working with Lily Tomlin is just beyond a treat for me because she's another person who is she takes the serious acting part of it so seriously and is so prepared, but she's also ready to improvise or do whatever. There's a scene, we have this big fight, but to me it's kind of funny because we have this sort of huge mother-daughter fight during which she's making disgusting sausages. And Lily, being perfectionist, was like, I need to know how to make these. And she's like really making the most foul-looking sausages during the whole thing. He really had thought so much about every moment of the script and for each character what they'd be thinking of. It was great. He would kind of let us do whatever we want, in the first pass. And then he was very good about coming in and kind of just giving notes to guide performance without really telling you do it like this or whatever. I just would come in sometimes and say, remember, think about this, in this pass, or remember this is going on here. And I really liked it. I just think he's such a smart guy. It's entertaining as a comedy, but it's also, I think, a very heartfelt story at its core about about parenthood, kind of in some ways, and about the sacrifices people make for their children, all around, the people trying to get their kids into Princeton, John Pressman, Paul's character, being willing to stay put for his son, all the things, just every character in it is in some way dealing with family.